Hello, snakes. My name is Dante, and once again, it's Podcast Tuesday. I'm back from my trip in Italy. It was fun, and yeah, it was really fun at the GP, uh, at the Magic Fest. Even like I played the main event. It was not that bad. Like 3-5, yeah. And then on top of that, I did the MCQ. So then I got the new MCQ promo, which is Arcbound Ravager, which is quite cool. Didn't have one, now I have one. And I did some mystery booster drafts, which was quite fun as well. I got a foil lightning bolt and two non-foil lightning bolts for doing modern double up and for doing the main event, which was the GP Legacy. Yeah, and more next time. Yeah, it's quite fun. So I heard they made a new Secret Lair drop series promo set, and it's quite expensive, but so there's like different categories, like categories, like there's a OMG kitties and just some goblins and like snowlands. Oh, hello, Liz. How are you? Well, on top of that, uh, it it's quite good. Like they're quite like there's different categories. So then like you can buy each piece separately, or not. Or you can. I'm good. You can buy the cards uh on their own as always. You can always buy singles, but like you can buy different packages with each of the categories or categories. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, categories. But there's also a like you can also buy the full set, which is a $100 discount of all the prices combined together. Like think uh the price of all of them together was like 400, but buying the bundle just was like a $100 discount, so it's actually 300. And on top of that, it will give you a code on MTGO to get all those cards plus a deck bot for each of the categories, and on MTG, and it will give you a code on MTGA for each of those cards, some sleeves and avatars as well, which is quite cool. Yeah, but those cards on MTGA are for historic, so they're not for standard play, but they're all quite cool as well. And yeah, let's get right into them. And yeah, so there's only 19 cards. Well, the thing is that there's more cards than that, but the thing is that some are just tokens and uh and a cycle and stuff, and yeah, there's actually like 32 cards in the set, but there's only like 19 different cards, practically saying. Let's get to it. And it's Leonine War Leader, the worst card in the Secret Lair drop series. And it's Leonine War Leader. It's 4 mana for 4/4 cat soldier with 1 attacks. Create 2 1/1 cats with lifelink that are tapped and attacking. It's it's quite funny, the flavor text. Yeah, it is quite good. Yeah. In the past, there were some standard decks that played it, but now since it rotated out and they're not that popular anymore, they it's not played. Like in the past, like only for a few weeks. There were some Leonin War Leader standard decks, but then they just faded away, and now they rotated out. By the way, yes, this is a face-to-face games cap. In the Magic Fest, there was face-to-face games, and they gave me their hat for free. Yeah, a 15 euro hat for free. And they also gave me a life pad for free, which was quite cool. They were quite nice, and they were really nice. Yeah. I also was in face-to-face games in Canada last year, which was quite cool. I made a video on that as well. I'm soon going to make a Magic Fest video, and coming soon, like very soon, I'm going to make the mystery booster draft videos as well. Yeah, I like playtests. Do you like playtests? I don't know, but they're quite funny as well. But yeah, Leonin War Leader is really good because it's a 4-mana 4/4, which is on average, and with attacks, it creates 2 cats, 1/1 with lifelink, so it gains their 2 life when it attacks as well, and just summons a lot of creatures. Number 18, let's go. And it's Regalo Caracal. It's actually good. Like, it's a cat lord, which also creates 2 cats when it enters. Yeah. There's not many cat lords in the game. Like, it's 5-mana free cat with other cats you control, get plus summon and have lifelink. And when it enters battlefield, create 2 1/1 cats with lifelink, which is good because they're they're in fact 2/2 cats with lifelink, which, how does multiple instances of lifelink affect a creature in any way? It doesn't. It doesn't affect the creature in any way. Yeah. And yeah, it's quite cool, this card. And yeah, I like the flavor tests as well. All the flavor tests on the Secret Lair drop series are really funny. Like, someone has stolen his cushion. When he found a perpetrator, he would feed them to the crocodiles. Wow. And the Leonin War Leader is like, troops, get in formation. This mouse won't catch itself. It's so funny. And the arts are also quite good. Like, there's like unique artists as well. Like the only cards they illustrated were those promos of cards. Like, those illustrators were unique. Like, yeah. To number 17. And we got Casali Slingers. It's really cool. The artists are like, there's some cats on a tree. So it's 5-mana 3/5 cat warrior with reach. When this or another cat enters battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Which is good because it's like, for each cat, there's like there's repeated enchantment removal on the board. Like with Aura Shards, it's 3-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature enters battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment, which is good. And so yeah, Casali Slingers is like the cat version of Aura Shards, but on a creature with reach. Again, the flavor text is really funny. No matter how hard they tried, they could never catch that red dot in the sky, which is basically the sun. That's the red dot in the sky. The sun in a sunset or sunrise. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it's referring to sun. Yeah, of course. But for cat, it's just a red dot that they always try to chase. Yeah. And it's quite good. It's played in cat commander decks, like in the it comes in the Rockboat commander deck as well. Yeah. This doesn't come in the Rockboat commander deck, but it's a must-have for the Rockboat commander deck. And this one can be a good addition to that deck. Do you play a Rockboat? Well, I have it, but I don't usually play it. I'm mainly playing Locust God, Haunt of Hightower, and Rienne Commander decks. Sometimes Scarab God, but yeah, you know what I say. You know what I mean. But let's get to card 16. And we got Mary, Weatherlight Duelist. And the art is really, really cool as well. It's really funny. 3 mana, 3/2, legendary cat warrior with first strike. When attacks, each opponent can't block with more than one creature this combat. As long as it's tapped, no more than one creature can attack you this combat. Yeah. It's cool. It's a good card. It's like a silent arbiter, but better. And yeah. Not just that, but like, have you noticed? Some of those promos are rare, but this one's a mythic promo. Did you notice? Well, also the token promos are common. This one's a mythic. Like, the legendary ones were mythic, but the normal ones are rare. Yeah. And the tokens were common. There was no uncommon promo, which was weird. I don't know, but yeah. Why does promo rarity matter? Oh yeah, right. Formats like common promos can be played in Pauper. Rare promos can be played in the rares only format. And mythic promos and uncommon promos are just, well, they're just, the mythic and uncommon rarities are like useless. The common one grants the card access to the Pauper format, and the rare rarity grants the card access to the rares only format, although it's unpopular. But uncommon and mythic just doesn't grant any effects. Well, uncommon rarity can be played in the artisan format in Arena. Yeah, which is commons and uncommons only. Yeah. And yeah, Arena keeps on just releasing weird formats. Like, come on, 10 life draft? I don't like. Who thought it was a good idea to make a 10 life draft? Like, and omniscience draft. Like, you draft Dragon Mage and you win, practically saying. And like, I don't know. Treasure draft. Okay, this at least makes a bit of sense. Pandemonium draft. Draft the biggest creature to win. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I it's quite cool. To card 15. actually, there are multiple cards 15. Well, not really. It's just a cycle of the basic Snowlands. Yep, Snowlands got yet another reprint. Wow, like first of all, they got printed in Ice Age. Then they got reprinted in Masters Edition 2. And that was the first ever master set to have basic lands. Well, it was the second ever master set as well. And then they reprinted them in Cold Snap, introducing the Snow type and Snow Super type actually. Then Modern Horizons reprinted them and made them full art, and now they made promo Snowlands for the Secret Lair drop series. Yes. Probably that's because they released them in the drop series in winter, so they had to make the Snowlands. Otherwise, they would have used the regular basic lands. But since it's winter, it's nearly Christmas, or whatever you celebrate at that time, they just had to stick to using snow lands instead of regular lands. I don't know. And so yeah, it's also nearly 2020, and yeah, hope it goes well. Also, 2020 is going to be a leap year as well, so it's going to be longer as well. Yeah, 1 day longer. Let's get to card 14. Simply 14.
RenderForest.com.
And we've got Goblin Bushwhacker. That looks cool. And it's 1 mana, 1/1 Goblin Warrior with kicker, red. When enters battlefield, if it was kicked, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. And yeah, there's also a similar card, probably worse, called Reckless Bushwhacker, which was 3 mana 2/1 Goblin Warrior ally with Search for 2 mana. 2/1 haste, enters battlefield. If its search cost was paid, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Similarities and differences. Okay, Goblin Bushwhacker, if not paid with the search cost, kicker cost, it's just a 1 mana 1/1. Hello, 8765 Pablo. How are you? Thanks for the compliment. So yeah, it's 1 mana 1/1 normal creature, but if you kick it, it's double red. So it's a 2/1 just for 1 turn, has haste, and gives your other creatures +1/+0 and gain haste. And Reckless Bushwhacker, 3 mana normally, so that differs to 1 mana. Always a 2/1. Goblin Bushwhacker is only a 2/1 the first turn it enters battlefield when it gets kicked. Reckless Bushwhacker always has haste. Goblin Bushwhacker only has haste if kicked and only the first turn. Well, haste only mattered if it the turn entered battlefield, but now because there's Gingerbrute, haste matters even after it enters battlefield. Like for example, the Riot mechanic gives haste permanently. So if you chose haste for Riot's effect, it can block Gingerbrute even if it gets activated. So yeah, Goblin Bushwhacker, Reckless Bushwhacker always has haste. Yeah, I said that. And if its search cost And it doesn't kick. It's just search for 2 mana. So if you cast another spell this turn, so you can cast it for 2 mana instead of 3. And if you pay the 1 and 1 red instead of 2 red, and when just battlefield, if its search cost was paid, other creatures you control get +0 and gain haste until end of turn, which is similar to the Goblin Bushwhacker effect. Result? I guess Goblin Bushwhacker is still better than Reckless Bushwhacker. Do you think? Then type in the stream chat, live chat, top chat, comments. Your opinion. Let's get to card 13. Do you remember how Wizards said they wouldn't have any... Ah, hola, Mónica. ¿Cómo estás? Sí, la convención fue bueno. Fue divertido. El torneo fue divertido. Había un montón de gente. Y unos eventos muy divertidos. Todos los eventos eran divertidos. Yeah. So yeah, you remember how Wizards in the past said they wouldn't have any guns in the game? Well, long ago there was this el main event, que es el GP, un MCQ, que significa Mythic Championship Qualifier, y unos drafts misteriosos. But like, so yeah, the original Goblin Sharpshooter had a gun in the past. And it also had a card called Rocket Launcher as well. But then like they just stopped having guns on cards, like, so then when they reprinted Goblin Sharpshooter, instead of actually being a gun, it's just a hammer. Well, not hammer, like it's like a hammer attached to a gun. But now they reprinted it and they had a gun in the art. Like, come on, seriously. And it's Goblin Sharpshooter, 3 mana, 1/1 Goblin with doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever a creature dies, untap Goblin Sharpshooter, tap. Deals 1 damage to any target. Gunner can't hear you over the sound of his swagger. Also, this flavor text is funny. If you need a job done quick and extra stabby, call McChoppy. What? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Also, the Goblin Sharpshooter, it's like literally takes out every single X1 creature. Like any creature that has 1 toughness, like takes them all out. And like if you put Death Touch, it's just like kills all the creatures on the board. Like more effective than Walking Ballista. Can you believe that? Seriously, more effective than Walking Ballista. So if you just attach Basilisk Collar, shoot, gain a lot of life. They're all dead. Still untapped. Fine. Just, you rarely have to shoot the other player. Like, if a creature was to die, then just response, shoot the player. Okay, creature dies, untaps. Good. And like, well, basically if you use a Basilisk Collar, then goes like, okay, enters a creature enters, okay, shoot it. Gain life. Dies. Untaps. Okay, and then like, that's what it complicates when there's an indestructible creature. Goblin Sharpshooter can't kill it, even with a Basilisk Collar. Like, because like, Okay, tries to shoot. Oh, no way, you can't die. Still, I gain a life. Does it untap? No! There we go. Yeah. Goblin Sharpshooter is a perfect card to attach a Basilisk collar onto. Yeah. So it's really good. Also, you can use it with Life and Limb to just kill all the lands. Yes, that's actually a thing. Life and Limb plus Goblin Sharpshooter. Ah, hola Patricia. Cosas. Yeah. Goblin Sharpshooter. It's just really, really good. Still not the best. Because it only functions really good with another card. It can function good with one card, like on its own, only for killing one toughness creatures. But let's get to card 12. And we got Goblin Power Driver. Ah, no creo que vaya a llover. Hay muchas nubes, pero no creo que van a llover. Okay, so Goblin Power Driver is a 2-mana 1/2 Goblin Warrior with protection from blue, which is good if you're going against blue, yes. When it attacks, it gets +2/+0 for each on turn for each other attacking goblin. So it can get really strong easily. And the flavor text is also funny. First name, danger. Last name, also danger. Basically, danger, danger. Yeah, funny. Double danger. I don't know. Power Driver's just really good. It's played in many goblin decks. Yeah. Mainly in Legacy, but I'm not sure if it's played in Modern. I think it's just played in Legacy. I don't know. Let's get to card 11. Oh. So that, number 11 is a Goblin Lord. Goblin King. Say 3 mana, 2/2 Goblin with other goblins get +1/+1 and have Mountain Walk. So yeah, it also gives your opponent's goblins +1/+1 and Mountain Walk. So it can be a bit risky if there's someone else playing goblins. Because probably they will attack you and they can't be blocked. But you'll attack them back, of course. Because if they're playing goblins, they're definitely playing red. Unless if they're just going black goblins. Like using like there's this zombie goblin. Yeah. I don't remember its name, but yeah. There are like just Auntie's Snitch as well is isn't red. Like there's actually a bunch of mono black goblins. Yeah. It's played in some legacy goblins decks, but mainly played just for commander. And the art is also quite cool. So also the king is set out to assemble the most kaboomiest goblin team in the land. What? That's funny. Yeah, all the arts are just really cool, and the flavor text really funny. All of them. So, okay. Ahora entiendo. Yeah. Let's get to our card 10. So this card actually had 4 arts. I decided to just put this art in because it was the first one I saw. And so yeah, when you buy the Secret Lair drop series, if you buy the Serene Visions category, or just buy the full Secret Lair drop series, you'll get 4 Serene Visions, which is quite good in modern. Not good in legacy because there's Preordain and Ponder and Brainstorm, so Serene Visions and Opt stands no chance against the format. So yeah. And it's 1 blue, sorcery, draw card, scry 2. And yeah, there's 4 arts, 4 different flavor texts, and yeah. And it's good. Like, it's not always better than Opt because Opt is just scry 1, draw 1 card, and it's instant. But this is draw a card, scry 2. Most cases scenario, Opt is better, but yeah, there's also Thought Scour, just 1 blue, instant, target player mills 2, draw a card. So yeah. But I guess the best out of those is just Opt. But Serene Visions isn't that bad either. Like, it's really good actually. Played in Storm decks, Death Shadow decks. Well, Grixis Death Shadow because there's also Mardu Death Shadows. Although Grixis Death Shadow decks are usually superior. Yeah. I don't know. Do you play Death Shadows? If so, what type? Mardu, Grixis, or Traverse? I think Traverse Death Shadow is actually dead. But I don't know. Mardu Death Shadow started to emerge, but there's still lots of Grixis Death Shadow decks out there. Probably more Grixis than Mardu still. But I'm not sure if there's still anyone who plays Traverse Shadow. There is Legacy Death Shadows, which is the only Legacy deck that runs Shocklands. Yes, really. Card 9! Simply 9. Here we go. And we got Goblin Lackley. Goblin Lackley is a 1 red, 1/1 goblin with 1. Whenever Goblin Lackley deals damage to a player, you may put a goblin permanent from your hand onto battlefield. Yeah, and since it doesn't say creature, you can put stuff like Boggart Shenanigans, or. But it says permanent because otherwise you'd be able to cast Tarfire for free. But, like, come on, seriously, it's 1 mana. Who cares about casting it for free? I don't know. But yeah. Maybe you don't have the 1 mana and you want to cast it, so just cast it for free. But still, that's not what Goblin Lackley can do. Yeah. And yeah. Also, the flavor text is making a reference to Goblin Power Driver because it says Danger was supposed to be babysitting, so Little Angel became the newest member of the team. And in case if you didn't realize, that is Danger. the Goblin Pile Driver. Yes. There's also in Zendikar. I'm not sure if it was Zendikar or if it was World Wake, where there's like a two mana 1/1 goblin with double strike, where it deals combat damage to player. I'm not sure if it was deal combat damage or deal damage to player. You may put a goblin permanent from your hand onto battlefield. And Goblin Lackley is just 1 mana 1/1, what deals damage to player. Just you may put a goblin permanent from your hand onto battlefield. It's good if you give it stuff like pinging, like stuff that let it ping, and yeah, like you put something like, I don't know, what stuff can ping? Oh yeah, um, Sorcerer's Wand, I think it was called. Yeah, Sorcerer's Wand. Like it's 1 mana artifact. Equipped creature has tap, deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. If it is a wizard, it deals 2 damage instead. And equip for 3 mana. So equip it to Goblin Lackley. So taps, deals 1 damage to your opponent. Okay, drop a goblin for free. Good. Like turn 3, you get Cranko out, and like and like turn 4, like get like Seek Gang Commander or like Ignition Team out. Like turn 3 even just get Ignition Team, but it's a bit too early, I think, to put down Ignition Team. I don't know. Is there lots of tap lands? Probably because it's Commander, if you're doing that. Yeah. But still a really good card. Goblin Lackley. Let's get to card 8. The Golden 8. And we got Full Art Bitter Blossom. Full Art doesn't really matter, but like what matters is it's Bitter Blossom. Yeah, it's a mythic promo as well. So yeah, it's 2 mana tribal enchantment fairy. You know how earlier I was talking about tribal stuff, tribal cards, like how Goblin Lackley works with tribal cards. Well, Bitter Blossom is a tribal card, not tribal enchantment goblin, but tribal enchantment fairy. Yeah, so it is a fairy, so it's 2 mana. It's really good. It's played in modern fairies deck, sometimes in legacy decks as well. It's a constant token supply. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 black fairy rogue with flying. Yeah, I remember like before I talked, like before Throne of Eldraine came out, like when I was doing those spoiler podcasts, I was talking about how they have normal fairy tokens. It's just fairy, but in the past it was fairy rogue. So yeah, there was. So yeah, but then in Throne of Eldraine they decided to make just fairy tokens, not fairy rogue, because everything that created fairy tokens was actually like fairy rogue until Throne of Eldraine. There was this one exception. There was a schematic that created fairy spy tokens, but that's silver border stuff. That's unstable. Yes. Also, probably when they release, but soon they're going to make Unsanctioned, a new silver border set. Well, not really set. It's like a package, like like you know, Explorers of Ixalan and Arch Enemy and yeah, all of the anthologies and stuff. like there's those packs, like, or those boxes you could buy, which comes with some cards and specific rules for the certain format. Like, yeah, the anthologies were more expensive, but the new format ones or the other ones are like a bit cheaper. Like Archenemy Nicol Bolas was cheaper than the Plane Chase anthology as well. And yeah, there's also something similar. So like, there's also Explorers of Ixalan, which was the same price as Archenemy Nicol Bolas, and now they're going to make Unsanctioned, which are 4 30-card silver border decks, which basically mean they're just so there's 4 decks of 30 cards, which so you just get them out, just fuse 2 of them together, then the other 2 fuse together and just like play with those decks, just normal silver bordered. Like of course there's going to be new silver bordered cards. Not sure if there's going to be new contraptions, but yeah. But in Mystery Boosters, they reprinted Steam Flogger Boss, the unstable one, not the Future Sight one, because it was originally printed in Future Sight, and then it got reprinted unstable as the only black border card. Yes, really, it's actually black bordered, although it mentions contraptions, because it was originally in Future Sight, making like Future Sighting a new mechanic, which somehow ended up being in unstable. I don't know why, but like it somehow ended up in unstable, and like the like what Steam Flogger, at least Steam Flogger Boss is good with shapeshifters, and there is this one other rigger as well. There is another black bordered rigger, like Steam Frogger Boss is 4 mana, 3/3 Goblin Rigger. With other riggers you control get +1/+0 and have haste. If a rigger you control assembles a contraption, it instead assembles 2, because, well, it was going to assemble uh, 1 or more contraptions. It just assembles twice that many, actually. Yeah. And it's, oh no, wait, was it double or is it just +1? I think it was +1, but might be double. I don't remember. I remember the card exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, Bitter Blossom is. Let's just get back to Bitter Blossom. So yeah, it's 2 mana, which is good, which is cheap. It's better than the spawning thing. I don't remember. Like, I was it like it was uh something that like 4 mana enchantment at the beginning of your end step, create a 0/1 thrall, and at the beginning of your upkeep, pay 2 black or sacrifice it. So yeah, Bitter Blossom was better than that because it's 2 mana. It doesn't have an upkeep cost. Creates 1/1 tokens with flying, but you lose 1 life, but you don't spend mana. Disadvantages, you can't break it. That's the thing. Yeah. Let's get to card 7. Simply 7. And we got a Rockboat Roar of the World. 5 mana, 5/5 legendary cat avatar. With Eminence at the beginning of combat on your turn. If it's in the command zone or in the battlefield, another target cat you control gets giant growth, or just gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay 1 green white. If you do, gains trample and gets +++ until end of turn, where X is its power. So it just doubles the power. So it gets plus X toughness as well, which X is the power. Yeah. So it's not double power and toughness, just double power, and then add its power onto its, and then add the previous power onto its toughness. Okay, simplified. Add its power onto its toughness, then double its power. Better now? I guess so. Well, yeah, that's a Rockboat, which I mentioned earlier in this podcast, which was a really good commander. So yeah, it got reprinted. Yes, got reprinted in the Secret Lair Drop series as part of the OMG Kitties part. Yeah. And yeah, OMG Kitties category. Yeah. Finally, I said it. I pronounced it correctly. Yeah. Let's get to card 6. And we got the Dragon, which is part of the Rainbow series category, I think it was called. I don't remember the names. I only remember the OMG Kitties one, which is, so Dragon is 4 and then just Wooburg. 10/10 legendary dragon avatar. Again, Eminence. It's like a Rakbo as well, yeah. Eminence, if it's on the command zone or on the battlefield. Other dragons you cast cost 1 less to cast. Yeah. Flying. Whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent from your hand onto a battlefield. And it's quite good as well. And yeah, it's a fun card to play as a commander. Really effective commander deck as well. I also have that one. Yeah. Like, for Commander 2017, I originally bought Dragon deck and a Rockboat deck. Then for Christmas I got the Wizards commander deck in Japanese and the Vampires commander deck, the Edgar Markov. I don't remember what was the dragons, not dragons, Wizards commander deck name. What's it? Inala. There we go. That's the name. Inala's the name. Yeah. It's really good, the Dragon. Fun card as well. Yeah. You like the Dragon. Because I like the Dragon. Let's get to card 5. I got Reaper King. Same flavor text, but still cool art. It's 2 or white, 2 or blue, 2 or black, 2 or red, 2 or green. 6/6 legendary artifact creatures, Scarecrow. Other Scarecrow creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever another Scarecrow enters battlefield under your control, destroy target permanent. Yeah, it's really good because Scarecrow tribal, so it's a Scarecrow Lord as well, and just start smashing stuff with its ability when Scarecrows enter. Yeah. Oh, hang on a moment. That's a big cutoff. Oh, hang on. That's better. Yeah, it's really good as well. Also, mythic promo like Dragon and a Rockboat as well. Let's get to our card number 4 there. And we got Sliver Overlord, which is again Wooburg, 7/7 Sliver Mutant with 3 mana. Search your library for Sliver and reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle your library. 3 mana, gain control of target Sliver. The end of evolution. Above average, which is quite good. 5 mana, 7/7, yeah. It's the only Sliver Mutant, like, Slivers were usually just Slivers. They rarely were Sliver plus another type. Like, there were a few Slivers that had another type. Like, of course, Changelings have every type. Yeah. And, yeah. Lots of Slivers. Well, not lots. Few Slivers with other types like Sliver Mutant on Sliver Overlord. I don't know what else. But yeah. Let's get to card 3. I actually made a Slivers podcast previously. Card 3, Golden Free. Yeah, remember to do that if you haven't already. Oh, again, why does it... What is... Yeah, now that's better. So it's a 2 mana, 2/1 Vampire Spirit with can't block, has haste and loss as long as an opponent has 10 or less life. Landfall, whenever land enters battlefield under your control, you may bring it back from graveyard to battlefield. So you rarely play that 2 mana. Like, you usually just discard to a certain effect. Yeah. And then just play a land to get down. Like, just dredge decks, just go like, you just, for 1 mana, just do something, like, somehow to discard it. Fort Scour, yes. Fort Scour, mill 2, so you get Bloodghast, and so you mill Bloodghast, or just mill Stinkweed Imp, or just any Dredger, plus just any other card. Preferably Bloodghast or Prize Amalgam, or even Narcomoeba. Good if you mill a what was it called? Oh yeah, right. Creeping Chill. So then you just heal it. Yeah. And then like next you just dredge, you mill Bloodghast. Oh look, Narcomoeba. I'm not sure if that happens. Well, you just get Prize Amalgam as well. So then play land. Okay, Bloodghast enters. So Prize Amalgam enters battlefield at end of turn, tapped. So then that's going to be a lot of damage. Can't block isn't... Yeah, can't block, you don't really care about that part, but like, if you're if you nearly kill the opponent, then it's good because it has haste if the opponent has 10 or less life. So it can just speed up the game when the opponent's about to die. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Let's get to card 2. And we got Golgari Thug, which is 2 mana, 1/1 human warrior with wet dice. Put a creature from your graveyard on top of your library. Great combo with Narcomoeba because it has stretch 4. And so the flavor text, it's quite cool. It's like, what is death? He asked the raven. What? That's not a question you should ask a crow. Well, not even if it's a storm crow. Like, come on, seriously. And said, but then somehow it replied, said like, your net's birth. It replied. Well, probably he asked it to a storm crow, because I think because a crow just replied. So, of course, like, yeah, or just some sort of magical crow, talking crow. Yeah, probably storm crow as well. Yeah. I don't know. Just many people just liked Stormcrow, but then there are cards that evolved, so they were like much better than Stormcrow. Like there was stuff like Illusionary Informant, uh, uh, the Supreme Phantom. Also, there was Erdwall Illuminator, Glintness Crane. Yeah, lots of just 2 mana, 1 freeze with flying that have some effect. Golgari Thug is not the best card in this podcast. Golgari Thug is really good because of Dredge. There are lots of Dredge decks out there, mainly in Legacy, but there's some modern Dredge decks as well. But this isn't the best. There is this one card which is better. And it is
Renderful.
Oh, yeah, but it's Life from the Loam, the best one in this podcast. And it's 2 mana sorcery, return up to 3 target lands from your graveyard to hand, dredge free. Yes, the dredge is lower, but it still matters a lot when it comes to returning free lands from your graveyard to hand. Most dredgers you won't cast, but most dredgers you just discard them to a certain effect. You rarely cast them. Like, come on, who casts Stickweed Imp or Golgari Thug or even Golgari Grave Troll? Like, well, Life from the Loam. So, Life from the Loam, you sometimes play that card. You rarely discard it to a certain effect. You just play it to bring up bring free lands, then dredge free. Because sometimes when you dredge, there are lands that get milled. So Life from the Loam brings them back. And you put them into your hand, which is quite good. So then you have a supply of lands. In case if you need a supply of lands, which I don't think you really need it, but still, it's really good as well. Also, like, there are a few dredgers you can, like, cast. Like, for example, like, Shenanigans, the only, oh, hello, Windfrog. How are you? Yeah, the art is cool. The new art is great. I can't wait for you. Yeah. Yeah. Soon they might make Life from the Loam sleeves. the flavor text as well is cool. Like, it's when there's no one left but the ravens, the swarm will rise and rule all. Lost prophecy of fog fear. But what swarm? The Stormcrow swarm? I don't like when there's like no one left. Like when the only thing that's left is just Stormcrows, then the swarm will rise and rule all. But like, come on, like, how do they fight Stormcrows? Well, yeah, it's quite easy. Just shock them. That's not something that Golgari has. Oh wait, they now have a red dredger. What? Who thought that was possible? A red dredger in a Golgari mechanic. What? A red card. Golgari mechanic. How does that make sense? Like, yes, Convoke went into Wooburg. Yeah. And also Delve went into red as well. That's due to Modern Horizons. Yes. And Life from the Loam is quite good. Yeah. And yeah. And there's also Shenanigans, which is like 2 mana sorcery, destroy target artifact, dredge 1. And yeah. And there's also this card, 5 mana 4/4, which said 1 mana sacrifice, draw card, and has dredge 1. It has a secret text that's not explained in the card, which says 1 mana, mill 1, return it back to hand. Yeah. Well, it should have explained it in the flavor text. Like, it would go like, did you know that you can pay 1 mana and return it to you can pay 1 mana to mill it and return it to your hand? Like not the actual card text, like in the flavor text, just explaining what you can do with its activation, because there's a 1 mana sacrifice, draw card, it has dredge 1. So yeah. And yeah, I like how the historic format is expanding. Like they just added like 20 random cards and the secret lair drop series as well. Like, yeah, like people thought it was going to be like a not so interesting format, but like since Wizards just putting some more cards into the format, it might be fun. Like now there's Goblin Matron as well. You're going to make a Goblin tribal deck with a Goblin War Chief and stuff. Also, you can use stuff like Soul Warden as well. That works. Yeah. And Life from the Loam, just dredge. The only dredger. Oh, actually, there's 2 dredgers. This and this. Yeah. And also, they made a code for MTG Online in the Secret Lair drop series to get those cards, and special deck boxes as well, and special avatars on MTGO as well for this. Yeah. Also, by the way, Windfrog, if you follow, you can get a free code as well. If you, yeah. Or actually, anyone, if you like and subscribe and follow, then you can get a free MTGA pre-release code. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, congratulations, you reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already, and yeah, stay tuned to my next videos, streams, and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday, so stay tuned to them. Last podcast wasn't live because I was in Italy and the internet was bad, so I just had to upload a podcast. But by the way, last podcast was about the pro cards from worst to best. And on top of that, it's cool. And yeah, it's soon going to be Christmas. And then there's going to be 2020 as well, which means leap year, Expo 2020, and many other stuff as well. It's going to be a really fun year. But yeah, there's also, so yeah, remember, yeah, they're always live 4:30 p.m. GMT. Remember to stay tuned to that at that time. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And bye. There we go.